You mentioned making all of the city thrive. How would you dedicate resources? What policies would you promote to bring more small businesses to other neighborhoods outside of over the Rhine and downtown?
Well, I think that number one, that's a wonderful question. I think that the focus has to be on providing resources to individuals who are interested in and working on establishing small businesses. I think that we have to provide resources to these individuals in ways that make them directly accessible, giving them the opportunity to establish and grow their businesses, which will create jobs in our neighborhoods, and also eliminate or reduce some of the crime that is being committed in the city of Cincinnati out of desperation for resources. So I think that the number one thing that we have to do is implement a strategy that promotes business ownership, business development, and establishing and enhancing businesses that are already there. I think there needs to be a strong push for the underserved and underdeveloped communities to draw the attention and draw the businesses in that will help heal some of the problems that they are having currently.
Very nice. Carolyn, your question for Ms. Beamon.
Some of the actions you're suggesting sound like they're going to cost some additional money in addition to what the city is putting in right now. How would you balance the city budget, and would you consider enhancing the revenue, raising more revenue, or would you decrease other cities' expenditures to balance the budget?
I think you have to have a healthy balance between the two. Obviously, we can't cut everything in the city budget in order to provide resources to heal our city throughout. I've heard a lot of the candidates tonight say, we didn't get in this position overnight and we're not going to get out of this position overnight. I think that's clear and everyone understands that. But let me be clear about something. I believe that in our budget, there are a lot of programs and a lot of things that can be reduced and still be effective to the city of Cincinnati. I am not a proponent for cuts. I believe that individuals who live in a city and pay taxes to contribute to a city should have full uses of all the amenities like adequate police and fire, adequate sanitation, efficient schools. So those are things that we must continue to focus on and must continue to increase revenue for. I think that raising earnings tax is not the answer. I also don't believe that flipping the switch and turning it upside down for our property tax owners is the answer. I think we have to have a healthy balance. I think that the citizens have to understand that in order for us to move forward, there are going to be a number of things we'll have to do.
I've been following some interest, a lively, spirited debate you've been having on social media with some streetcar supporters. Could you elaborate?
I knew it was coming, Kevin. Come on, let's go.
Right? It was
You're
interesting.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
Could you elaborate on your views on that project and how you feel about it?
Wonderful. I was taught as a child to stand on what I believe in and never back down by any means necessary. The city of Cincinnati is in such a state that we cannot afford to exasperate resources on things that are not absolutely vital to moving the city forward. I know a lot of the streetcar supporters say that this is a necessary progression for the city in order to attract individuals from other cities. However, your city is only as strong as the people in it. And right now, the people in the city of Cincinnati, for the majority, are hurting. We are hurting for jobs, we are hurting for resources, we are hurting for human services and basic core services, such as our police and our fire. We have not had a class of cadets graduate from the Cincinnati Police Department since 2005. I think that that's unacceptable. So what I focus on doing is scrapping the streetcar. And I say that and I stand on that because that is a $75 million debt that we would put on top of another $400 million debt that we already have that we simply cannot afford, especially with our city workers' pension being $890 million underfunded.
Candidates, each of you has 60 seconds to answer a question. It's a session question submitted from the City Beat portal, and here it is, and I'll be happy to repeat it. What do you believe could attract young professionals, including local graduates of postgraduate programs, to stay in Cincinnati? What can attract and retain well-educated young people to Cincinnati? 60 seconds, Ms. Beamon.
It's very simple. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. I'm a young professional, college-educated, businesswoman, mother of two. Individuals want to come to a city where they feel safe, where they know they can grow, where they know they can thrive, and they can raise successful children. I think right now what the city is lacking is in all of those areas. We have to create a more marketable, attractive city for all of our young professionals who want to come and establish and raise their families. The way we do that is opening up the floodgates for opportunity for individuals to come and grow. No one wants to live in a city where they have a 1 in 96 chance of being a victim of crime, whether that be a violent crime or a property crime. No one wants to come where resources are limited in neighborhoods. No one wants to come where you have the scales unbalanced in terms of the development of neighborhoods. I've heard some of the council candidates stating that we have to invest in neighborhoods where we get the greatest bang for our buck. I think that's problematic, because I think every community in the city of Cincinnati is worth the investment. So I think we have to get rid of individuals who have that mindset and who are only willing to invest in neighborhoods where they feel like they'll get the greatest return on their investment.
This is pretty much the end of your session. Each candidate, you have 30 seconds for a closing statement. And we'll start with Ms. Beamon.
The decision for me to run for Cincinnati City Council was simply because the city needs change. I represent that change. I represent an individual with the articulation, the education, and the motivation to move the city in a different direction. I have 2 little girls that I plan on raising in the city of Cincinnati. I'm a proud graduate of the School for Creative and Performing Arts. I came back to the city of Cincinnati after going to further my education at Tennessee State University. I am dedicated to making this city a bolder, brighter, better Cincinnati for everyone who lives in it. My name is Angela Beamon. I am asking for your vote now through November 5th. Thank you very much.